Hello, viewers. We welcome you to our maiden edition of Serenity Corner, our in house show. And today, we're actually going to be discussing one of the tropical issues that affect us here in Imo State. And with me to discuss this topic is
Goodness Chisholm.
DK Obonia Gospel. Glad to have you.
Gloria.
And don't forget, I am Ike Chuku Ovoba. And then, like I already said, what we're going to be talking about today is traffic control in Imo State. I think this is actually one of the sectors that affect every one of us on a daily basis because we must go out of our house to go in hunt of our daily bread. So this is our in-house show, and just watch as we continue to roll out this segment. Okay, Mr. Gospel,
Yeah.
what do you think about this topic we have here?
Well, like you said, this is a very big issue here in Imo State because it's a very big factor, more especially early morning hours when parents are going for school run. You see, and okay, let me come to the basic ones. We are talking about traffic now. There are some essential things government should do. It is not about providing; it's about maintaining. I can remember during the days of Rochas. No, it started with Ohakem, but Ohakem did not complete it. But Rochas built traffic lights, which some at a point some got spoiled due to no maintenance. The new government, when they entered, they couldn't even maintain it. They had to remove it and bring in their own. Currently now, we don't have traffic lights. Traffic warden they are still maintaining the manual. I don't know if I should say that they prefer the manual control than the digital control. And the people are not really obeying the traffic lights because there are no enforcement agency who are regulating how they should move or how they should thereabout. So the traffic is really is a very big challenge to us here in Imo State because it have been causing a whole lot of harm than good in Imo State. So I guess government should come in, and there are so many things. Maybe as time goes on, we'll have some for some.
This thing you just said now reminded me of when I was the auditor of one hotel tripod. There was a day I was going to work. I think that was around July. I was going to work. I had to come out because I was staying naked. I had to come out to Douglas first, and then from Douglas to warehouse to control, like the road was blocked. There is no way. In fact, if you're actually going to enter bus, be sure you're going to be getting to Port Harcourt Road by 10 after 11. You know, it was very terrible that everywhere was just jammed, and I had to trek from Douglas down to warehouse, down to control before I now started journeying to Port Harcourt Road. And getting to control, then that road was still in a very bad state. The water was actually almost on my waist. But what saved me this is a situation where you keep your working clothing in the laundry for the laundry persons to maintain it. So I had to, when I just got to the hotel, I had to just change it to something. So it is something that could actually be very, very terrible. And I know you are viewers, you must have had one and many experiences you're going to share with us. So it's really something that needs urgent attention. So what do we?
So, well, I for one, I think traffic in Imo State here is actually something else. Because when we are talking about traffic in Imo State, there's a lot of factors we have to look at. A lot of factors. When we come to the road, most of the roads are nothing to write home about. They are very narrow to the point that motors, like two cars, cannot actually pass through a road. There is no pedestrian crossing along the roads. And in terms of that, now you see, like Mr. Gospel rightly said earlier, traffic wardens, they are not actually doing their job properly. Because when you're going on the road now, especially this what is it called? This Douglas road, if you go there in the evening, it's something else. You can be stuck in traffic for hours. Because when this motor is trying to move from here, the other one is coming out. At the end of the day, they all get stuck. No one to control them or tell them the direction they have to move to, and the roads are bad.
Definitely.
The roads are bad. Like the
De-
potholes are something else.
Definitely.
When you are coming from this way, you get stuck in the pothole. Going back, there's a car behind you. You don't know how to turn. You don't know. So I think the traffic wardens have a lot of job to do. In as much as we are talking about the government, yes, giving us a good road, because that is the most important thing. The roads are nothing to write home about.
You know,
When you're coming from
okay,
control, you
yeah.
see control road. You see how that side is.
But
That side is
control
not
road
even-
is still in progress. I think this issue started with when the roads are in construction. Because if you look at it, one of the major roads, especially that control road, is during this period that traffic became heavy. And the government is trying to, create more roads, and in as much as they are trying their best, but we'll say that they should put in a faster work. Now, if you pass through this um from Hospital Road down to last roundabout, they are taking one major road because the other road is terribly bad, like bad potholes, and even it was last week that they came and poured one kind of sand like that, and vehicles are just sinking in there. You understand?
And you can
So,
imagine vehicles going and coming, taking one major road.
Yes.
Okay, let's take back to that should be there's 2012. Is it 2010? Thereabout. When before Rochas came on board. We have Oji. We only have one lane. There is no dualization of road. It's just one narrow road. So that road now, and some even Way House, it's just only one lane. You don't have like the double lane we have now. During those days, you see that there is a lot of traffic because everybody wants to go, or everyone want to leave or get to their destination. So there's a lot of traffic there. Now Rochas came and expanded the road, and the traffic reduced a bit. There is no hold up. Now currently he installed that digital traffic light, which that uses solar energy. Now it got spoiled. Nobody maintains it. The government don't even care. What they did was the next government came on board and they pull it off and put a new one. Now the new one they installed is still bad. Nobody maintains it. Now the traffic warden are no longer looking. The people are not even looking at the traffic light anymore. They are
just
looking at
cross.
even what they do. They just move anyhow. Even when you are telling them stop, they just move. So traffic warden, I guess what they are doing now, they have what's it called, like batting.
But
Yes.
yes.
Now they are not the problem. The problem are aburos in the state now. Those people that think they are working for Entraco or whatever they call themselves. You
Those
see,
people are actually at the junctions, each bus stop or something. That is where you get them. When buses are parking or something, they'll just come there. They themselves actually cause traffic on their own. Because when they see a bus, those people working for Amtrak, like you said, when they see a bus, all these gurus, they want to collect money from the bus, even knowing fully well that there are passengers there. And if that bus does not pay or does not give them money like they require, the ones coming will actually stop,
sure.
and there will be traffic, unnecessary traffic.
So when we are talking about the factors now, we talk about the bad road. That's number one. Number two, the traffic lights.
It's not working.
Number three, there is no proper agency taking care of those things to control, to regulate their movement. If they are to go left or right, anybody can you can put head anywhere you want. Nobody is doing that. They always said Abuja, Abuja, Abuja. Abuja, people are living there, and people made that place to be what it is now. I will travel to Abuja. That should be 2020 or 2021. Even midnight, once that traffic light shows what's it called, red, every car stop. And if you look by the side, you see road safety tri-off by the side. You dare not move. Once you move, they don't pursue you. But here in Imo State, these are the things we need to bring in on board here in order to regulate these things. Because without it, okay, the other day now, we are talking about bad road. And the citizens, I'm not blaming government alone, the citizens are also contributing.
Yes, exactly.
The other day, I was going for sports. I saw a man, after cutting grass and doing some cleanup, he now point on that pot road. I asked him, Oga, what are you doing? You are talking about you want
He's trying to help.
He's trying to help.
what?
That's
Yes.
actually, yes,
That's
he's
actually
actually
acting in ignorance.
he's
Because
trying
it
to
is
cover up
possible
the
that
bottle.
in his mind he's thinking he's providing a solution.
Yes, because in the
without knowing
government, that place is just open. So cars coming in will actually jump into that place. He's trying to cover it up. Since the
With
government,
grass.
since
I was
the
like,
government is not
Now,
doing
what
anything.
about people that you see all these people that don't have anything doing? They come to the road, right? All these major roads. They will come there and start breaking their little blocks, filling up the potholes. Wouldn't you say that they are doing God's work too?
They are doing, because since the government is not
If the
actually
government is not doing, they are trying to do.
They're
it.
trying to
Now,
help.
if they're saying, "Sir Gospel, I'm not trying to, counter whatever you said. Everything you said is correct." But then when you come to traffic control and all these things, it starts with the citizens too.
They
You
are
understand?
the number
'Cause-
one.
Yes, they are the number one. Because why will you try to put head when you see that there's no road in front?
Okay,
Eh?
what if
And
that
then-
is the only road for you to go through?
And then you see the traffic lights. The traffic light is blinking red, but people are trying to speed over. Go through this.
Yeah, we are not.
Go through
we are not
government.
conscious when it
This
comes.
this thing, library
Every
road.
driver is in a
Like
haste.
every
Get-
driver is
Yeah,
Right.
it says to get
that library government house express. That place I don't. Is only when you walk across the road. It's by the grace of God.
In
Like
fact,
the way cars are just moving, going like they don't. There's no regulation there at all.
see, the major people there is this keke boss. Man, this is like that's it. It just dey do me like say make I bring them beat them. They are impatient. They can't even wait.
And the most annoying part is they are carrying lives, so
They are.
a lot of lives on their vehicle. They don't care.
See the way they park
Motor
on the
is
road.
coming, they are putting their head this way. On that vehicle is coming. Even when they see trailer coming,
They don't
want
care.
to use speed and pass.
They don't. They don't.
And it's very bad.
For us to uncover the problem, we call it statement of the problem, because if we don't know all of these loopholes, we will not be able to necessarily maybe point out possible solutions to it. So have you had any personal experience, or how maybe you are having a place you need to be to, and then because of the traffic, and just like the one I shared, I got to work almost 1 hour 30 minutes late because I planned on going with bus, but because of how the road was, I had to now trek down to, which was almost 1 hour plus, and stuff, and then the risk I had to face and all of those things. So have you had can you share any possible experience you had with this traffic?
Man, I have a lot.
Oh, yes, are you trying to say you're living with it?
Let me tell you something. During those days, that should be during Achiku Denwa.
You are going too far. You mean we don't have it
No,
again?
I'm just trying to give you a reference now. During Achiku Denwa, during that I was secondary school, SS3 or thereabout.
Somehow you are beginning to intimidate us.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm just
Like
that warehouse usually like it's just only one lane. See, hold up. And our school, I attended the Holy Ghost College over here. Our school, once it's 7:30, they lock the gates. Man, you are going back to your house. And I'll leave the house by to 7. I'll get to that place almost 7. I will just come down. Na keke, I'm Okada, but keke later came. I'll come down and use leg trek. Now, the roachers now came and enhanced everything, make sure that the road, expand the road, and there is no much hold up again. Now, the experience I have now with all this traffic control challenge now. One, those people controlling, they call themselves traffic order. They always collect money on the road. Now, collecting money on the road, they will not pass the people that are supposed to pass. They will pass other. Why these people already know that once I don't know, it seems the time it's either 5 minutes or thereabout, the other lane will cross. So once he gets to 5 minutes, these people will not wait. They will start going. Why he has already passed the people that gave him money. See, they are also causing another traffic control challenge. Now, I have a whole lot of experience about them. Now, stopping bus Imo, they stop along the road. They stop parking well, they'll just stop at the middle of the road. Most times I will tell them I will not enter, park well, let me enter. They'll be like, okay, I don't want to enter. Oh yeah, let me park well. So we are doing ourselves. It's not all about government. Who are the government? When you're talking about this government, we are the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. No other people. It's us. So we can make Imo State better if we can be patient and do our own take our own role in the state, and government will take their own role. I know that government have a whole lot to do in terms of road construction, in terms of maintenance of road and this traffic lights, and pay people that control traffic. I think it will go a long way and help to control the traffic in Imo State.
Okay, for one, I think that when we are talking about this traffic, a lot of reasons. Even this, most of law enforcement agencies are actually the cause of this traffic.
Sure.
Okay, let me say for the other day I was coming to work. Normally we resume work by 7:45, and I have to be here before 7:45. I left my house around 10 minutes past 7. From my house to this place, if the road is free, it shouldn't take me less than 20 minutes to be here. This first road, coming from this first road now, this would I call it an intersection? What would I call it? Where this all this traffic police, where they stay or something. Mm-hmm. We got there. I got there at about, from my house, that let me just say it took me 10 minutes. I got there about 7:20 or so. Now they stopped a bus or a car, or what would I call it, on the way, demanding for money. They held other buses coming. I would just call it on hostage, but that was exactly what it is. For more than 30 minutes, we were there, and I was so angry.
And those people, are they on uniform?
They are in uniform. That is the most annoying part of it. They are on uniform. We stood there, like buses were losing patience. This what is it called? This tippers. This thing. They were coming. Everybody just wanted to put head. So once the man actually, the policeman there actually allows the first person to go, the next person coming from it, and it was just congested. Couldn't believe I left that place at almost 7:59. That is when I left that place, and I got to work. I was debited. I was so angry because at the end of the day, I left my house on time. I was supposed to get to work on time. Now, it's not even about the bad road. Then who is the cause of it? It's still the citizens, we ourselves. The people that are supposed to be in control of these things are supposed to make sure you get to where you're going. And they're supposed to make sure that the road is actually safe for commuters to go to where they are going now. They are the ones holding these buses. They are the ones causing the same traffic. So I think there's a lot of work to do.
Have you noticed that there are those people that control traffic, they don't wear uniform? There are people that put on black with kind of apron.
This was a wearing uniform.
No. Those ones major this is because I noticed that those yellow fever, we call them yellow fever. Those police traffic they are yellow fever. You know, I noticed that they do their job because they know that one of the commissioners are there. They do their job, but the major people now. I don't know.
I don't even know.
They wear black and apron because I guess that it's one of the people that should I say that I don't even know people that stop them from work or Imo orientation agency or thereabout. They were controlling traffic before they were stopped. Now they are now putting on black and any of the jackets, company jackets, to control traffic. And government is not doing anything about those people. I don't know if they are legally employed.
Just wake up one morning and just put on that list and come to do that control.
And you see them with stick. But you see any car that comes, they see salute and begging money.
If you don't give them, they will hit the car.
So they are also causing traffic.
Well, me, I believe that this traffic, because I have not had this kind of experience before. So
that's to say,
it's not a hearsay issue. Yeah, well, I don't really go out that much. But I only experience it during rainy season. Like right now, we're in the rainy season. Roads, when it rains, the roads are blocked. That's just it. Especially, you see World Bank, that last roundabout, when it rains, everybody just leave your car and go. Because the place is flooded. So the place is flooded, right? The road, and you know, is people take that their Dura roads too, but they would prefer taking one lane. People have to, you know, and I love the way the estates are built in World Bank, because you have to, if you pass through the side, you can still bust out from another side. That's how when it rains like this, you see people passing through people's houses to get to where they are going to. So me, I believe that this thing is only, well, there are roads, like I said, the road is the most bad roads, and people, these human beings, we are the ones doing ourselves. We are the ones doing ourselves. Because how will you tell me that you see that the road is blocked, right? And people are okay. Sagosu was saying something about these people that stop on the road and help and do things like this. But you see someone trying to control traffic. People will stop their car, leave their car, come out in the middle of the road trying to control traffic. Someone who is educated or is even okay, I will not say educated.
Not say everybody.
Even though the person is illiterate, right? But at least you know something. Even if
You understand the fact that they are trying to-
0.5%.
Yeah.
But you see that someone is trying to make things better, but you are there putting your head. Where is your car going to? You see very the
everybody's
person,
name.
and you see those ditch, those big gutters there. Cars pour themselves into there during this rainy period. So one, I believe the road, that's the only
no
problem.
proper
And two, human beings are doing themselves.
They are doing themselves.
That's
the
just
number
it.
one.
That's just
When they
it.
talked about human beings doing themselves, I just remembered because sometimes I begin to try to compare what we have here and what we have in other places. I was in Calabar from 19th to 22nd.
That place is very sweet.
For a road
Very sweet.
leadership training.
Wow.
You know, I was very marveled to see that there were no traffic warders on the road. And then the road were not busy. But you could see people stay to wait till when the green light comes on before they move their car. So I was like, okay, so why is this happening in Calabar? And then Imo, it seems we have a different thing altogether.
I've witnessed
So what do you really think? Why is it that the difference is the case here? So what do you think is actually
in
where this is coming from?
In Calabar, this is the fact. I don't know how those people, the government organized that place as if they behave as if they are in secondary school. The first time I visited Calabar, Tinapa, that we went for pilgrims and thereabout. You can't drink water and drop this on the floor. Even an old woman will come and tell you to pick it up. Very neat environment. I don't know the place I went, their main town. So those people are organized, everything there, their route is organized. Here in Imo State, the thing there is that, in fact, like I always say, that the same people that you are driving Okada, this motorcycle and keke, that same people that are driving bus. I don't know what to. In fact, I think this is the best forum to change every narrative or their mindset, because one is that people are contributing in all these things.
Yes.
They don't want to listen. They don't want to do. Imagine somebody pouring, like I said, pouring grass inside the pothole. I really quarreled with him. I was like telling him, this thing is dirty. Why not pour it inside the dustbin container than putting it here? You are still dirtying the environment. Okay, talk more of last cleanup. Go to Douglas. Go to School Road. Tetsulo.
Douglas
Man,
is
you see
Douglas is a no-go area.
It's messed up.
Especially
Man.
during the rain. Douglas.
And it rained that day. That place was messed. In fact, you'll be forced to go and buy your own vehicle. Because if you are putting on white, you are messed up.
No.
See,
Forget.
because they put it inside the road. There's no space for cattle, so they are just managing. Even they prefer hitting human than entering inside that death.
Yes, no. Who wants
So
to get it?
the challenge is the people we are doing ourselves. Government, in as well as okay, government should contribute also. At least they should provide more truck for those
Evacuation of the dead.
yes, they should provide more truck. I guess that I always mention on Hakim regime. He brought clean and green. That man always, every clean up, you can never notice that there was clean up. Every clean up, they will pack everything. Even the next day, you see everywhere clean. You make sure that everything, they packed it and clean it. But here, currently now, you see those deaths will stay there 3-4 days.
At every junction.
Every
That's what
junction.
I call it.
Every junction.
Because I
And
can
the
mention
heap
the
of
junction.
Yes.
And the heap of death is
Go to old stadium, you see this thing. Go to School Road.
Douglas
go
is even
to
worse.
Douglas. Go to anywhere you see.
those market women, they just bring those things out and dump them by the roadside. Like, no.
So once they pour and that thing is filled up, they start pouring it on the floor. So they should provide more container for people to pour those things so that they won't be littering the environment. Now, we've not even thought of the flood that is even spoiling the road more. No drainage.
Yes.
The tunnels are closed. There's no tunnel in Imo State again. I could remember we have tunnel at we have government roundabout. We have at before MC Junction.
Yes.
We have so many
these big ones.
big ones, but they are all closed. So what is happening? So the flood now, even if you build the road now to standard, water will spoil the road. Talk more of look at this Port Harcourt road. That's just one lane that is not good. It's everybody is just facing there. So that thing alone can slow movement. Do you understand?
Yes,
so government should do something, and we the citizens should also help in terms of doing playing our own role, keeping the environment neat. We are going to other cities and we are enjoying what we are seeing there. So why can't we replicate it here in our own state and make it good?
So what you're saying is that this thing, well, because what brought us here now is my reference with Calabar. Why even when no traffic water was in the road, people were still obeying the traffic light, and then why we have something different here. So what you're saying that this thing also goes down to the morally consciousness of people, because some persons see that this is a responsibility. This thing is here to make their journey safe, and then they want to obey it. But some persons feel, no, I'm in a haste, so I need to get to somewhere. So they don't even care if they prefer the road being jam-packed and then them not going and obeying the traffic. I think that's what you're pointing at.
Yes.
But okay, now when we talk about this traffic control, there are still some other things that is associated to it. It may not really be directly on traffic control, but now in Imo State as we speak, there is increase of armed robbery. Yeah, before we profess solution, before we go to the point where we try to maybe position profess solutions to how we're going to solve this problem, let's also talk about some other things surrounding this traffic issue, because it's still about us going on the road and stuff like that. You see places like Warehouse, places like Control, places like Douglas. By 6-7 p.m., people are already on their heel trying to make sure they are not found anywhere around that place because of how risky it is now to go around those places. So what do you really think is the increase why robbery and other social ills and social vices are happening at those places? Or have you maybe, my friend has told you about anything and stuff like that? Have you really heard of any experience like that, or maybe social ills going on around these places, and what can we do concerning that?
Okay, talking about this now, this is where we bring up security, insecurity in the states. Now the states, in fact the law enforcement agency, which are the police and the military, this is where their work comes in now. Now, every junction, if in a civilized city, there should be cameras.
Yeah.
There should be proper camera installed, CCTV, and around that junction there should be police station that around there that has that take, or even if they don't want to put it to maybe police, they can have an agency that take care of of those cameras and give report to police for them to, maybe, for instance, now people are scared of you said people are scared of going to some junction or find themselves around there because of the armed robbery or thereabouts. Now, because there is no security, proper security. If there is proper security, everybody will be free to walk around. I could remember those days, around one, you see people walking on the road with no fear. But now it's not like that, because people notice that there is no much security, and even the police are no longer patrolling the same way they do. They are trying their best, but they are not doing what they're supposed to do as a security. Because one is that, okay, as 2022 or 2022 thereabout, I was going to Port Harcourt Road, coming to Port Harcourt Road thereabout. I entered the bus, and that bus was one chance. Immediately I entered, and I found out that people there, these people are criminals. Looking at them, and they are all putting on black and black. I went with one of my colleagues. So they are putting on black and black. Immediately I noticed it, I had to start reasoning or thinking, how do I get down to this place? Because instead of them moving towards Port Harcourt Road, they now move towards the MCC. I'm going to another different direction which I'm not supposed to. I was like, if I should ask them now, they might suspect that
You are aware.
I am aware. I pretended as if I don't know. Now I have to just provide a means to come down. I shouted, hey, I forgot the guy matched the brake. Immediately I pushed the one at the front and jumped out. So they were surprised. So before they could recover, I've already, in fact, I no run now, fly I fly.
Thank God.
So, and with this thing that happened now, there is no security, there is no police van, there is no, even from Rockview to Cherubim Junction, there is no police van around there. So anything can happen. So they can even take you. So I believe that police should take this responsibility by being at the junction by junction. Even they can't cover up the whole junction. At least from the distance of stadium to Cherubim Junction is enough. At least before they could finish up to that place, someone must get them to at the Cherubim Junction or Rockview roundabout. So police should do something about it.
All right. Well, I think, like you said, our law enforcement agency have a lot of things to do. They have a lot to do because, like, just I can relate to what he said. Because when I was back then, when I was still living in Lagos, there was a day I actually by mistake entered this one chance bus. But lucky for me enough was. The area we stay at, would I say every 5 minutes or would I say every 10 minutes there's a checkpoint, and there are police on that checkpoint. So you understand, and you must stop. You must stop. When I entered, there's this feeling you get when you enter a wrong vehicle. You know that some things are not going right and everything. When the vehicle, I was thinking to myself that how will I get that from this vehicle? I said, God, and the area we are passing is actually where I was living then. It's a new site. So it's just this bushy something. And I said, God, I beg, God help me. Maybe say, I never want to go like this. So do you understand that kind of a thing? So when we got to that police checkpoint, police had to say, hey, stop. When they stopped, I was like, I shouted. I said, organo verse, I don't forget money, I want to go buy market. And the guy in front started shouting, what is even wrong with me? He said, and I said, organo go market, so I no carry money. I beg, drop me for here. Do you understand? And that kind of a thing, I beg, make I get out, I come down, and they left. And at that point, I was like, what if there was no police checkpoints here? What if there was nothing to stop them here? They will just carry and go straight. And you will not get that from the government. Sure. So what I think is, here in Imo State, there are checkpoints. A lot. If you are coming from Port Road down, like let me just use Obins as an example. If you're coming from Obins now, before you get to Hospital Junction, you're going to pass like 6 police checkpoints or 7 thereabouts. They are much. Like they should take it more seriously. Because some of them focus on collecting the money and neglecting the safety of the citizens. So, but if they actually pay more attention to like inspecting every vehicle that is passing by to know if this is actually the right vehicle carrying passengers, I think it will reduce. And secondly, this street light is very important.
Very, very important.
It's very, very important because if you watch these roads where these robberies are actually carried out, is actually a very lonely and dark part. Most of these street lights are not working. Like now, if you come to Avu, once you get to Avu Junction now, from Avu, straight down going to this, what is it called? I don't know what, this Asa or Awa, this inside village. If you from Avu now, once it's 7:30 p.m., like you can freely walk from Avu Junction down without any fear. Because like, would I say for every 5 minutes walk, you see a street light and it's on both sides. The road is lit. Do you understand? Now it gives you safety because even if something is happening, someone will not come and rob you where there is lights, where they know that somebody might be watching. So if the government will actually do something about like on these roads, let the street, some of them are even mounted but it's not working. Let the street lights function. It helps also.
Yeah.
So that is what I think. I think the street light should, the police instead of the enforcement agency, they have their own job to do. And the street light itself, the government should actually, the ones that are not working, they should actually put some there. And the place that they are non-existent, they should actually put street lights. On all this road, this polling naked the road that crimes are happening at night, they should make something happen on. They should keep something there. At least we could give people, like when I'm passing, I know that if I'm passing through a narrow road at night and when there's no lights, I'll be looking back and forth, God, help me, there's nobody. But when there's lights, I know that, okay, I can see clearly where I'm going.
Well, I believe security starts with you and I first, and then you say we are talking about security right now. Now we know what's going on in the country. Yeah, nobody wants to be caught anywhere, so I can't blame people who go home immediately by 6. We know what's happening with the Fulani headsmen, with the unknown gunmen, and the rest of it all. If we have security checkpoints, what they are not doing their jobs,
what I'm saying.
right? Now it's left for us. I, for instance, if I'm going home late at night, I'm finish up in the office, right? I said to go home late at night. One thing I do, God in heaven knows, is I take a pen, I uncover it and hold the bead. If it touches, I stab it. That's just the truth. I always say,
Is that enough?
sir, to the next person. Sir, when you are bleeding, I'm running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running.
Have you,
You
wait.
understand?
Do you know that some time ago I was going with someone. The girl was pressing her phone. At a point, she said, I now came up with a thought like, what if someone snatched come now, someone just barged in now, you picked up a run, getting to your gate, and I found out that your gate is locked. what will you do? I want to disappear, but at that point, you are gone, because one, the offense, you run away, and that point, and secondly, the person later caught you at that spot. So what are you going to do?
You keep running.
Now, because of what is said now, you are with pen, and you stab the person.
Yes.
Now, after stabbing the person now still hold you. So
By the way, you're shouting. See, another thing is when I learned this thing from my mom. When you're walking on the road, be watching the person behind you.
Exactly.
You understand? Be very conscious. Don't just leave it to chance. And people pressing their phone on the road is very wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's very, very wrong. Put your phone inside the bag. Watch the person there. If the person is keep on following, harass the person on the road. Why are you following me?
Sometimes what I do is when I notice someone is actually following me or something, I'll stop. I will just stop and see if this person is actually following me or this person is just walking on their own.
If they are following you, harass them. Harass them. See, Oga, Madam, stop following me. Don't stop following me.
Well,
So I believe, like I said earlier, security starts with you and I. We can't always leave the officials on the road. They're not even doing their work. They are not doing their work. They know what they are doing. And I believe they are working hand in hand with some of these kidnappers.
Yes.
I
some of
believe
them.
that. I believe that. Because you can't tell me that coming from okay, let's say like I said, I don't usually go out, but coming from this hospital junction down to Avu, you will see me like 5 checkpoints. When someone is held a hostage inside the vehicle, they know.
but from
That's what I'm saying. Once the driver just gives them 100 naira, they will pass.
But from hospital junction to control, I don't think there is any checkpoint around.
That's
Is it? I'm not saying no.
Okay, so far so good, fellow Imolites, and then all our viewers. What we are doing is just trying to expose you to what is happening in our immediate environment, which you may have had 1 or 2 experience on. Now, from what we've said so far, it is something that, one, security is a call for all of us. It's a collective responsibility. So you have to be very, very conscious of where you are going, be it during the daytime or at night and stuff like that. And then location like Warehouse, Control, Douglas, Wedra Junction, Oji Flyover, Amakoya Flyover, and many other places. These are places that you should be conscious of. And just like we've said, you don't just be walking on the road and then you're not conscious of what's
Your
happening next to
environment.
you and stuff like that. You could be hit by a car mistakenly
Yes,
if you're not
simple.
conscious. So anything could actually be a deterrent to you being out there. So you have to be very, very conscious of what you're doing, the associations you're keeping, who is next to you, who are you sitting with in the car. You understand? And stuff like so that you be on a safer side. And this is not just going to end here, because it's something that keeps happening on a daily basis. And even while the government is making efforts to make sure that these routes are safe, then safety begins with you, just like goodness did say. And again, the lastly, before we come back to our traffic control, is these Agbero people.
Before you run it off, I want to give a little advice on this thing in terms of starting the security from you and I, like she said. Now, before you leave your house, tell your brother or whoever around.
Very important.
And we have smartphones and we don't know how to operate it. Most people, they turn off their location.
Yeah, you share your location.
So it's better you leave your location on. So that in case if your data is on, someone might even just go through either Facebook share location to different apps share location, even Google share location, WhatsApp. So once you open it, you see this is the last place this person. And even police, if police want to track you, it's through that location that they track. This is where he or she is. So you must tell people around you, this is where I'm going to. I'm going to my friend place, I'm going to this place, I'm going to this desert direction. So that when anything happens, they know where they are coming to look for you. That is my own opinion.
That's true. Then, coming down to Agbero, who are the people sponsoring these Agberos on our road? I've seen a situation where the person has not stopped. Just that it seems like for the Agbero mind, it seems he wants to stop. And the next thing, this person is drawing the rope that guides that bus Imo. Another person is already pulling the driver's key, and it seems in fact it's a very terrible sight to behold, and all of these things are going on a daily basis. So why are these people on our roads, and who are sponsoring them, and why are they there?
Okay, I believe that there are people sponsoring them. One, and secondly, another thing is that there is another issue. I always hear, this is my beat. This is my beat. Don't pick passenger from here if you are not in this beat. Understand? And most time when you pick passenger, they will just drag the thing. Most time you see some group of people collecting 100 after loading, or if you enter, they will collect 100 or 200 from the driver. So if the driver refuses to give them the address, they start dragging. So those people now, I don't even know where they belong. They are just individual. It's not even a government agency. They're just individuals. So those and there are some who claims to work with Entraco.
So you said bid. Do you mean maybe somebody somewhere shared the places to them? Okay, you are in charge of this place.
They have an association.
Kind of a settlement or what?
It's not even an association. Someone can come now, maybe for instance now, this Sotri Junction, and start loading there. And call one or two persons, let's be loading here, this is our bit. So if you come there and it did not settle them, they will either they collect one thing from your car, or they collect your key, and you must settle them. That's their own office.
That's because they have an association. Before you start
they built it there. It's not even they just build it there.
No, that's what I'm saying. If, like, let me say for instance now, before any young man, like from the least way, before any young boy or young guy can actually come out to the bus stop and say, okay, I want to stay here and be collecting money, he has the boss somewhere that has told him, go there, you see that place now, that is where you stay and you collect money. Anybody that I did not send would not come there and collect money from me. And those people backing them are people that they know that even you yourself that they are stopping will not mess with. That is how bad it gets.
Another thing is that they believe in this, how will I say it? I'm an individual from the side. You understand? If you go to Douglas, they will tell you, are you from here? There's a way they put it, like
they own the place.
Thank you. Like they own the place. So they believe that as far as this is our territory, you have to do whatever
exactly we say.
You understand? Yeah. So with that, we don't even know. They don't have any will I say any
identity,
coverage? Yes, nothing like that.
Who these people are?
Nothing like
or
that.
They are working for the government.
They are
working for the community, or stuff like that.
Independently. independently. They are working on their own, and I would be sincere. Government knows about this. Yes.
When you are talking about this government, you know that some time ago we had the election, ward chairman and the local government chairman, right? So the government you are talking about are those people on the, because now the government is now to the grassroots.
Yeah.
The ward chairman, what are they doing over all these things? Because is it that they are not getting reports of
Most
these
of
people?
them are very much aware of what is going on. And sorry to say, but I would say most of them get shares from whatever it is.
Yes, they do.
They get their own cuts
They
from
do get
it.
shit.
That is why they keep quiet.
They know.
Because
They are aware.
if you know that this thing is wrong and you actually have to fight against it, you will do something about it. But because they know that they're getting their own, from the Agbero at the bus stop to the bus, from the bus to the one at the top there, they know what they are doing.
So if they are keeping quiet, what is the essence of electing them as ward chairman and the local
That is not
government
what they're asking.
They know.
No,
They know what is going
They
on.
know what's going on. They know what is
So
going
the thing
on.
is
We
really
just-
affecting us. It's affecting everybody. It's affecting me.
It's not like an Agbo man has the
Now, imagine.
say when it comes to how your car will not move it.
Do you know the worst part of it, that when you enter this hospital junction, going to Wedra, for instance, now they will, instead of them charging you 300 or 400, they will charge you 500. So that extra 100 naira they will give it to the
Yes, and it's really annoying. It's just, okay, coming down from what is it called, from Obinzi now to Owerri, on a normal is 500. Yeah. So when you from Obinzi to Avu Junction is supposed to, let me say 200 naira. But because of, they will tell you that they have to pay police on the road. Before they get from Obinzi, they have settled 3 policemen on the road. They will settle Agbero and everything. They will add extra to it. Now there is increase in transportation because of the charges those on the road collect, which is not supposed to be so. So there's a lot of things. When with this traffic, there's a lot of things involved in it.
Government need to involve. Government need to put.
They need to put eye. They need to. If I don't know if I would say they need to be. They need to elect or like build an agency that will actually focus on these things and watch it out. And secondly, there should be fine for some of these things. I think important ones. So if you fail traffic rules or something, you have to pay a fine. That's when you lift your body. Next time, if they tell you that to do this thing, you will not do it.
It seems as if you know what is in my mind, because I was actually drawing us back to where we started and then us wrapping it up.
You see this bus Imo and these debts they throw on the road. These debts on the road. If like there was a time in Lag whereby they say, okay, when they cleared the debts from along the road, they call this lawman to clear all those debts and everything. If you are caught, whether be it midnight though, they catch you, you're going to pay a fine of 50,000 naira or you go to jail.
It's not about paying fine. Let me listen. Do you think that something like this have not been happening here in Imo State?
No, that's
There
what
are
I mean.
people
It is, but like they did it for a period of time, they stopped.
That's what I'm telling you. They are still doing it, but one thing there is that the truth about it is that the people given the opportunity to do to take responsibility of those jobs, what they do is once they catch you, you will pay and they will leave you. That money is not going to government. Now, but if it is done this way, if you are caught on that act and you must pack everything, even clean up that place, and go and put it here.
That is what I mean by serious fine.
So paying money, I know most of them Entraco, they do it. I see them even midnight when they say there's one thing I could remember that should be, I don't know if that should be Rocha's regime. They always they ask you this. There's one agency, either West Management Agency or the other West this thing. They always ask you to use black nylon. Once you put it, you drop it any of your corner. Once they are passing, they will carry it. So people now they are not putting it in that black nylon again. You see somebody will just carry it and pour. And this will come. They will start from the beginning, scraping it from the ground.
That is what I'm saying.
At the end of the day, that place will just be messed up.
So what you're saying is, it's possible that these people that are supposed to be forcing these laws, what they do, maybe instead of adding that punishment of packing the debts and possibly taking you to the office for you to pay 10,000, they could possibly collect 2,000 naira by one corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, by one corner,
And then
allow you to go.
allow you to go.
Sure.
Okay, so in other words, they are making the system porous, thereby not facilitating the law as it should be. That's what they're talking about.
That's corruption.
And,
So-
That's corruption.
and
That's different.
this thing just reminded me of something. When I went to Kano for NYSC, leaving Imo State, I know a lot of these forcemen, the police on the road, that the driver settled and all of those things. But all my way throughout the north, in fact, we didn't pass up to 10 for the whole of Kano State. 10 places where there are policemen on the road. And they never collected one kobo from any of the driver. That was not just it. At the point, our car got spoiled, so we had to enter their normal, just like a replica of Imo bus, you understand? And what I paid was 30 naira for a journey, just like going from Owerri to Mbise, which is 400 naira or something like that back then. So I was contemplating, why is it that the difference is the case? Now, over here in the southeast, before you move from here to here, you're going to see police checkpoints on the road, and you keep giving money and stuff like that. And then the transportation fare you're going to pay is like 500% higher than what I saw over there. So I was like, is this still the same Nigeria? Is this still the same polity? Is this still the same policy and stuff like that? So sometimes it begs on the question on why is it that, yes, the same country, the same constitution, the same law and all of those things, but the implementation is not the same thing. It's just like when you see a jam cutoff mark, you will see somewhere in the north, somebody, they will have 50 as cutoff. Somewhere in the east, they will have 180 as cutoff. You begin to ask yourself, what's going on and stuff like that. So, but at the end of the day, so the question now is, why are these things happening there? And it still boils down to the government being more interested in ensuring that these agencies they put in place are working. So now that brings us to the last segment of this Serenity Corner, which is our traffic control. So what are we suggesting we are going to do to bring a lasting solution to this problem?
Well, like you said, people are, even if nobody will force you to give any time. Police will not force you to pay them, give them 100 naira or 15 naira or 1,000 or 500. Nobody will force you. Just that here in the East, we made it fond of ourselves that we give. You see, somebody will tell you in the car, or give 100 naira, not be 100 naira now. Is it because of 100 naira that you keep us here? Impatient.
And that's a passenger in the bus.
That's the passenger in the bus. Impatient. Now, that police now, for instance now, if police stops you and because of maybe your papers, and your papers are complete, and they said that you need to roger them and stop you, be patient, stay there. Nobody is going to arrest you. But because of people want to get to their destination on time, see them rushing. Okay, something happened, and their pride, another thing is pride too. Some of these people on the road, they hate civilians trying to show them power. They hate it a lot. We are traveling to Oma here. The road is still under construction. So there's another small thing. We now pass there, not knowing that there's the army checkpoint. It didn't start from the place we assume that it is. It starts from that place. We passed this narrow road. They had to give a sign. They stop over at the front. This army man asked us to reverse and turn back again. We drove back like about let me say 10 kilometers and stopped there. He opened everywhere and asked for papers. We showed him everything and we apologized. He looked at us. He wanted to detain us there. We told him that sorry, that you never knew, and there is no direction that shows that there is no road here, but that place is open. That's why we followed that place. He said that, didn't we see other vehicles? We saw them. It's just only one way, so we thought that this is another way for people coming. After narrating, they looked at us and they kept us there like 10 to 20 minutes without saying anything. At the end of the day, they ask us to go. But had it been we said, okay, Oga, what do you want us to do? Let's go and take this one, manage now. You know that we've already started it. They will take it.
Some of them self will even get angry with you.
They will get angry.
The ones that know what they are doing, they will get angry.
yes.
No. See, there is nobody, no police or this thing or somebody will give money that will not like
Well,
to take it.
that is,
But what they will
that,
do,
that is because I've
That's
encountered
a
on
lie.
that's the lie. Oh.
That's a lie.
When I was coming from
Yeah.
Lagos to Imo State
Yes.
here, we passed because there was traffic on the road. Our driver was in a haste, and we too, the passengers, and we were urging him, "Oh, guy, no see road, put," and all that thing. The man actually had to take, and this one was army soldiers. They were the ones on the road. The man took the other way. When he got to that place, the soldier was like, "These people waiting here, are they not humans? That he should go back." You don't even allow him to go back to where he stopped. He should go back, just like you said. And he went back. When he got to his turn, he asked him to park. When the man parked, the driver was like, "Hey, he has been on this road, Kiniko. At the end of the day, he wanted to bribe the soldier man. The soldier man asked him to come down. He even told us that, where are we going to? We said we are going to. He said we should enter the next bus.
And if I can go, if not,
That was what he said. He said we should enter the next bus. But
It's not all of
the
them.
what the man
You
asked
can't
the driver
bribe
was
all of
that
them.
you fit in every soldier man you see for road, you go dey bribe. You know,
Yes.
say to pass here no good, but you still fail law. You won't come still bribe me on top. So there are some that actually knows what they are doing on the road.
yes.
no, they know, some are, some no really. So what I'm trying to say is that patience, if you are patient enough, we are always in a haste to get to our destination or get to
Where we
I
are
don't know.
I don't know.
Because more especially this coming back to the traffic control in Imo State, this keke bus, they are always impatient. Not just only them, because I always witness this kind of thing usually in the morning and by 4 when they are going for school.
Rush hours.
Rush hours. You see everybody like rushing. And you knowing that that's at the point where you be rushing, that's when you get accident. So it's better you have that, exercise that patience,
You're not
take
even
your
thinking
movement
about it.
slowly, and you get to your destination. Where you are meant to stop, you stop for others to pass. When you get to your turn, you pass, and there is no sign for this the kind of speed you can take on this lane in Imo State. I have not seen it in the major. I always see it on the highway most times, but within the urban area, I have not seen it. So it should be included in Imo State. At least this is either 40 or 30 speed you can take on this road. Then, and there should be walkway for people crossing with leg.
Pedestrians, exactly.
There should be walkway, a sign that this time stop, so that people that walk that want to cross can easily cross.
Without-
I usually use it I saw it at Cherubi Junction, but the next one you will now see is very far, and when you stand there, nobody can ever stop for you. They will fear, as in the thing. Most times you stand there 1 hour, you not cross.
Unless there is a word in
That's Cherubi Junction. That Weather Road is just like a highway. You stay there 1 hour, you've not seen any vehicle stop for you to cross. So government should do something on those road signs, and people should be checkmate. Those people that are, many of them don't even have driving license. They didn't even go for driving school. They just carry car and start driving. So anybody with that don't have a driving license or driving certificate, they should stop the person and seize the car until the person acquire that driving license.
Okay, thank you very much for that eye-opening insights on what can be done to remedy this situation. So, Miss Gloria, what do you have to say on what we can
Mr.
do?
Gospel has said a lot of it, and everything he said is actually correct. It's actually correct. The government has a lot of things to do when it comes to the road. They should actually, because a lot of things, like I said, a lot of things actually comes in when we're talking about this traffic control. The drainage system, they should actually work on it, because now that we are in rainy season, a lot is going on. When it rains and everything, you see that the road is filled with water, and even the bad place, you don't know where to put it. You just, at the end of the day, it causes more damage. So they should actually work on it. They should work on, and they should work on signs also. The wardens, traffic wardens, they should try. They are trying, but they should put more effort into doing their best. Make sure that most of these laws that has been put down, they are enforced. I feel that there are laws, but those laws are not enforced. They should be those laws should be enforced, that if you disobey any traffic rule, there should be a penalty for anybody who disobeys traffic rule. be it small or big, and that should be, if they say this is exactly how it's going to be, if your car is going to be seized if you disobey traffic rule and you're going to pay a fine, it should be done. But I don't think that no one wants to be actually wasting money on something. If they see that this thing is actually happening and it's exactly the way that the government are actually serious with them, then there will be regulations on these things. They will stop most of these things. But they feel that if they do it, they'll get away with it. That is why most of them just feel like, what will happen at the end of the day? Even when the traffic warden is actually trying to direct them sometimes, you see where he or she is waiting for this vehicle to stop, that will just hit head. Because at the end of the day, there is no
sometimes
fine.
they even get to run away so that
there is no penalty for it. So I think if these things are actually enforced, then a lot of we citizens ourselves, because we are the fault, most of the times we are the fault, that we will actually learn to control some things we do. And in terms of that death of a thing, like I still said, there should be penalty. There should be fine for it. You don't go to the road or something and throw trash on the road, blocking the road. And since we don't even have our road is so beautiful anyway. When it rains, everything, the dirt and everything will just come out of the road.
Very beautiful.
Very, very beautiful. So I think if these things are enforced, if you are caught throwing dirt on the streets, you will be fined. And the government should provide vehicles that pack dirt.
Excavators, yes.
They should provide it.
Right.
Because at least if you go to this new way now, the day I passed there, I don't know the name of that area. If you stop at would I call it a very links, and there's this road that goes like this, like they call it new way or all those areas. If you see that day, it rained that day, and one side the heap of dirt, and it was thinking. Someone actually, I don't know who did that, videoed most of this part and posted it on social media, and this was like, Imo State is one of the dirtiest states he or she has ever seen.
Because they pour dirt inside gutter.
Do you understand? And it's really, really embarrassing. And I wanted to like argue. I couldn't argue it because it's the truth. Imo State is one of the dirtiest. You see heap of dirt, and the government are doing nothing about it. But if they provide these things and put these things in place, it will actually reduce most of these things. And if they pack them as a citizen, you go there and dump anything, you are liable to anything they do to you. If they fine you, fine. If they send you to prison, it will send a warning to those people that are intending to do those things.
Thank you very much for that. Wonderful.
Yes, I will just be brief about this. I'm going to speak on the security aspect. I think everybody should be prayerful. 1. 2, be security conscious. Like she rightly said, street lights, you understand? In as much as we believe that it's just there for decoration, but it does a lot. Yeah? Even though the government provides street lights, people in the community, people in the estate can contribute and bring up their own street lights. Then the vigilantes, my estate where we have vigilantes, they don't accept all these iron condemned people. They don't accept them. They bike by 6 p.m. stop coming towards the side. If you're a vehicle that inhabits that area, you will have to explain why you're coming in by this time, and then they will look at you well to be sure that you're actually like you live there, you understand? So like I said, security starts with you and I, you understand? So everybody should be security conscious and be watchful. That's all.
Thank you so very much, our viewers. This is bringing us to a close on this session. But as a way of touching the valid points we have here, please, we know that man has his excesses. And that is why we see these drivers, even passengers, rushing to meet up with wherever they are going to. But the thing is this, if you rush into your death, there is no way you're going to have your life again. So it's always very, very important we take it slow and steady to win the race, just like the snail. And then the government, we need you to play a very key role. You've been doing so much for us Imolites, yes, but then it doesn't stop there, because these excesses, that's why we've given you part of our will, our free will, for you to curtail these excesses. And how are you going to do this? It's through installing working traffic lights, and then making sure also that it's not just about us having these traffic lights, that the agencies responsible for maintaining these traffic lights are up and doing, not just maintaining the traffic lights, those who are responsible for ensuring that passengers, commuters are obeying these traffic lights are standby. And then there should also be this high sense of security agencies who are also parading and patrolling the municipal of Owerri and then other places, so that we ensure the safety of lives and properties, because a place can only attract investors if the environment is safe. You understand? Nobody will be ready to come into our state, our dear states, to invest when they are sure they don't have safety. You understand? So that's what we are saying. Let us take it as a collective responsibility to make Imo a better place by respecting traffic rules and all of those things. Thank you, and see you next time on our next edition of the Serenity Corner. Thank you for watching.